Jesus plain soul, Adam. Hateful indeed. Oh, my poor master. When I saw that, come what would, I would serve you forever in all things. I little thought of what a part it might bring me. The confidential advisor to the greatest villain unharmed. Now, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today? How should I know? As my confidential advisor, it's your duty to suggest something. Sir, I learn the life you're leading, but a good old man's oath is paramount, and I obey. Richard Dauntless is here with pretty rose Maybud to ask your sister marriage. Poison their bees. No, not that. I know I'm a bad party, but I'm not as bad a party for that. Well, there you have it, you see. It's no use my making suggestions if you don't know. How would it be, do you think, were I to lure him here with cunning wile, bind him with good stout rope to yonder post, and then, by making hideous faces at him, curdle the hard blood in his arteries, and freeze the very marrow in his bones? How say you, Adam? It's a scheme not well planned. It would be simply rude, nothing more. Soft, like calm.
Have a seat, couple, don't be
ancestors be satisfied with what I have done? Or will they regard it as an unworthy subterfuge? Oh, my forefathers! War was in blood! There came at last a day when, sick of crime, you each and every vowed to sin no more, and so in agonies called welcome death to free you from your cloying guiltiness. Let the sweet psalm of that repentant hour soften your long dead hearts, and tune your souls to mercy on your poor posterity. By this arrangement, he'll be born already disinherited.
I see. But I don't think you can do that.
My good sir, if I can't disinherit my own unborn son, whose unborn son can I disinherit?
That's right enough. Yes, it seems reasonable.
I suppose the Simon does. Fallacy somewhere.
These arguments sound very well, but I can't help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, they wouldn't hold water. Now, quite understand this. We are foggy, but we don't permit our fogginess to be presumed upon. Unless you undertake to, suppose we say, carry off a lady. Those in favor of carrying off a lady, and those of contrary opinion, you're never satisfied. Hey, unless you undertake to carry off a lady at once, I don't care what lady, you perish in inconceivable agonies.
Carry off a lady? Certainly not, on any account. I've the greatest respect for ladies, and wouldn't do anything of the kind for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of baronet, I assure you. If that's all you've got to say, you'd better go back to your friends.
Very well. Then let the agonies commence.
Oh, don't do that! I can't stand it!
Painful, isn't it? It gets worse when you breathe.
Stop it, will you? I want to speak!
Better.
Yes, better now.
Well, you consent?
But it's such an ungentlemanly thing to do.
As you please. Carry on.
I agree, I promise. It shall be done.
Today?
At once. I retract my apologize. I had no idea it was anything like that. You can...
After
something desperate at once, or perish in horrible agonies. Go to yonder village, carry off a maiden, bring her here at once. I don't care which, anyone. Not a word but obey. Fly! This visit is unexpected.
Shall I die? Shall I tear him from him? Shall I rend him asunder? Say the word and I...
Make it so.
Make it is.
And make it so.
My brother, I call you brother still, despite your horrible profligacy. We have come here to urge you to abandon the evil course to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost to become a pure and blameless taxpayer. But I've done no wrong, It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Producer and leave us.